said to his disciples, "You have heard that it was said to those in ancient times, 'You shall not murder, and whoever murders shall be liable to judgment.' But I say to you that if you are angry with a brother or sister, you will be liable to judgment. And if you insult a brother or sister, you will be liable to the council. And if you say, 'You fool,' you will be liable to the hell of fire. So when you are offering your gift at the altar, if you remember that your brother or sister has something against you, leave your gift there before the altar and go. First, be reconciled to your brother or sister, and then come and offer your gift. Come to terms quickly with your accuser while you are on the way to court with him. Or your accuser may hand you over to the judge, and the judge to the guard, and you will be thrown in prison. Truly I tell you, you will never get out until you have paid the last penny. You have heard that it was said, 'You shall not commit adultery.' But I say to you that everyone who looks at a woman with lust has already committed adultery with her in his heart. So if your right eye causes you to sin, tear it out and throw it away. It is better for you to lose one of your members than for your whole body to be thrown into hell. And if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off, throw it away. It is better for you to lose one of your members than for your whole body to go into hell. It is also said, 'Whoever divorces his wife, let him give her a certificate of divorce.' But I say to you, anyone who divorces his wife except on the grounds of unchastity causes her to commit adultery. And whoever marries a divorced woman commits adultery. Again, you have heard that it was said to those of ancient times, 'You shall not swear falsely, but carry out the vows you have made to the Lord.' But I say to you, do not swear at all, either by heaven, for it is the throne of God, or by earth, for it is God's footstool, or by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great King. And do not swear by your head, for you cannot make hair of your head white or black. Let your word be yes or no. Anything more comes from the evil one." The Gospel of the Lord. Last Tuesday, I was having lunch with a friend of mine, Dr. Eugene Winkler, who is the former pastor of the First United Methodist Church of Chicago, the Chicago Temple. I have written about the church and the Together and spoke about it here because it's located at Clark and Washington in Chicago's Loop, which is why Dr. Winkler's story seemed so incredible. He can remember the exact day the vote was taken for that congregation to be an open and affirming one that welcomed all people, including gays and lesbians. Now, at first glance, one would have thought this is a no-brainer. The congregation is as diverse culturally and racially as any in the city. They draw from every single zip code in the Chicagoland area. They're located in the heart of the Loop with thousands of people passing by every day. And at the time of the vote, the theater district was coming alive again. Condos and apartments were being built, and those dorms for the multiple colleges there at State and Dearborn were just being opened. From a purely business sense, to hang a sign on the door that says, "We welcome everybody," would have been an act of pure genius. And, to my mind at least, it would have been a witness to the inclusive ministry of Jesus Christ. But this church, and sometimes churches, don't work the way we want them to. Instead of everybody acting rationally, there was a radical reaction to the idea So many people left that giving dropped by over $150,000, which is more than our entire budget. And one man in particular mounted a personal crusade against Dr. Winkler, as if he was the incarnation of the Antichrist. There were pamphlets denouncing him left in the narthex, petitions calling for his resignation, and meetings with the bishop, all in the cause of moving my friend to another place. Clearly, it was the toughest time in his ministry, a time from which he still bears the scars. So much so that while worshiping in his son's church in Wheaton one Sunday, he saw his crusading nemesis sitting a few pews ahead of him. "Dave," Dr. Winkler said to me, "when it came to the forgive our sins as we forgive those who have sinned against us in the Lord's Prayer, I had a hard time saying those words." "I'll bet," I said, "because I have been in Dr. Winkler's position, and I bet you have too. In every one of our lives, there is someone who we cannot think of without animosity. Their words, their actions, their meanness toward us have been so hurtful that we almost cannot think of them without clenching our fist and having our blood pressure go up about 3,000 points. I can honestly see by the look on your faces that you are thinking of your person or persons now. Gosh, it might even be me." In his book, Angela's Ashes, the late Frank McCord observed that in every lane there is always someone not talking to someone, or everyone not talking to someone, or someone not talking to everyone. He writes, "My mom, who he calls Ma'am doesn't talk to her sister, Aunt Aggie, or brother, Uncle Tom. Dad doesn't talk to anyone in Mom's family, and they don't talk to him either because he is from the north and has the odd manner. No one talks to Uncle Tom's wife, Jane, because she's from Galway and has the look of a Spaniard. Uncle Tom and Galway Jane have children, but we're not supposed to talk to them because our parents are not talking. They have a son and a daughter, Jerry and Peggy, and Ma'am will yell at us for talking to them, but we don't know how not to talk to our cousins.